Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottama Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudirayet Nashtaprayesha Bhadresha Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 1, The Advent of Lord Krishna, Introduction. Text number 54. Shri Vasudeva Uvacha Na Hi Asyaha Te Bhayam Saumya Na Hyasyaste Bhayam Saumya Yad Vai Sa Aha Asharira Vak Yadvai Saha Sharira Vak Yadvai Saha Sharira Vak Putran Samarpayishye Asya Putran Samarpayishye Sya Putran Samarpayishye Sya Yataha Te Bhayam Uthitam Yataste Bhayamutthita Yataste Bhayamutthita Shri Vasudeva Uvacha Nahyasyaste Bhayam Saumya Yadvai Saha Sharirava Putran Samarpayishye Sya Yataste Bhayamuthitam. Shri Vasudeva Uvacha Na yasyaste bhayam saumya Yadvai saha shariravaak Putran samarpayishye sya Yataste bhayamuthitam. Shri Vasudeva Uvacha Yataste bhayam saumya Yadvai saha shariravaak Putran samarpayishye sya Yataste bhayamuthitam. Shri Vasudeva Uvacha Na yasyaste bhayam saumya Vayamuthitam. Shri Vasudeva Uvacha. Shri Vasudeva said, Na, not he indeed, asyaha, from Devaki, te, of you, bhayam, fear, saumya, O most sober. Vasudeva is addressing Kamsa. He is not at all sober. He is most passionate. But just to pacify him, he is using such words. Saumya, most sober. Yet, which, why, indeed, sa, that omen, aha, dictated, asharirava, a vibration without a body, putran, all my sons, samarpayishye, I shall deliver to you, asyaha, of her, Devaki, yataha, from whom, te, your, bhayam, fear, utthitam, has arisen. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Translation. Vasudeva said, O best of the sober, you have nothing to fear from your sister Devaki because of what you have heard from the unseen omen. The cause of death will be her sons. Therefore, I promise that when she gives birth to the sons from whom your fear has arisen, I shall deliver them all unto your hands. Please repeat this translation after me. Vasudeva said, O best of the sober, you have nothing to fear from your sister Devaki because of what you have heard from the unseen omen. The cause of death will be her sons. Therefore, I promise that when she gives birth to the sons from whom your fear has arisen, I shall deliver them all unto your hands. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Kamsa feared Devaki's existence because after a rape pregnancy, she would give birth to a son who would kill him. Vasudeva, therefore, to assure his brother-in-law the utmost safety, promised to bring him all the sons. He would not wait for the eighth son, but from the very beginning would deliver to the hands of Kamsa all the sons to which Devaki would give birth. This was the most liberal proposition offered by Vasudeva to Kamsa. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nitinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gauravaktornda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. As we have been discussing, here is a very interesting situation where just at the time of the marriage, Devaki's life is in danger. And the danger is from the demoniac-minded so-called brother of the most saintly Devaki. You would expect that in a family where father, daughter, and many other family members are all devotees, you would expect that the son born of such a family also would be, if not a devotee, at least he would be sober. But this Kamsa turned out to be a big demon. In any case, now Vasudeva is trying to save Devaki's life. So he tried to pacify Kamsa by philosophically appealing words, but that didn't work. So immediately he thought, let me promise to give all my sons from whom the danger is for Kamsa. And in future, as the unembodied voices foretold, the eighth child will be the cause of Kamsa's death. But if Devaki is killed, there is no possibility of any more birth of any children. So therefore, Kamsa thought it is okay to spare the life of Devaki, especially because just married and my own sister. But Vasudeva's promise he could accept, because Vasudeva was a thorough gentleman. That was Vasudeva's status in society, in that society. That once he gives a word of honor, he will stick to it. So, believing Vasudeva, trusting Vasudeva, Kamsa decided not to kill Devaki immediately, but to wait for the eighth son to be born, or eighth child to be born. It didn't say son, it said child. Eighth child to be born. And Vasudeva is doubly assuring, I shall hand over all my children to you. Therefore, I promise that when she gives birth to the sons, from whom your fear has arisen, I shall deliver them all unto your hands. Somehow is to save Devaki's life. So at least let me promise all the children born of Devaki I will hand over to you. So, Devaki's life was saved by this intelligent move by Vasudeva. So there are several lessons for us in this whole episode, as well as this particular verse, that as devotees at least, and even people in general, they should not have faith in their own strength to protect themselves. There are several reasons for this. One is that our life in this material body is temporary. And second reason, we should not kill these animals as civilized human beings. The second reason is that we should abide by the injunctions of the scriptures. Abide by the injunctions of the scriptures. So dutifully, we should do all that is our duty, even in dangerous circumstances. Even in dangerous circumstances. And as regards our protection, either our own protection or protection of our near and dear ones, we should not depend on our strength or our intelligence or our prowess. No. We should always depend on Krishna, who is supremely powerful, who is personally present in everybody's heart, who is ever willing to rescue the conditioned souls from this material existence. So we should depend on Krishna. And there are so many thousands of different incidents where people have found that depending on Krishna is the safest and the surest way to be secure in this material world while we are living in this body. Permanently, we cannot be living in this body. Not possible. That's the nature of matter itself. But we can be feeling secure and safe only when we take shelter of Krishna's lotus feet. This is what the scriptures also say. Bhajahu re mana Shri Nandanandana Abhaya Charana Ravindare. Abhaya Charana. Krishna's lotus feet are the source of fearlessness. And especially devotees. Devotees are not foolish to think, I can independently protect myself. Never. That's never possible. Even if somebody is very strong and has got some material strength, material power, etc., when death comes, nothing can protect him other than Krishna. No one can protect him. None of his arrangements will save him from death. Only Krishna can actually award us immortality, can protect us from death. Krishna says this in the Bhagavad Gita. Yam hina vyathayantyete purusham purusharshabha samasuk dukkha sukham dhiram somrutatvaya kalpate. Amritatva, immortality, is guaranteed for one who, having taken shelter of Krishna's lotus feet, is undisturbed under all circumstances, including the time of death. So, just like Vasudeva, he is a devotee. So he is having faith that Krishna will protect. But that does not mean he sits back and says, Krishna, now you do something to save Devaki. No. In the previous verse purport, we discussed how, although Krishna was doing everything for Arjuna, Arjuna never sat down idly as a non-violent gentleman. Arjuna fought to the best of his ability, depending on Krishna. This is a key thing. Neither dependence on Krishna means we become lazy and idle, nor does dependence on Krishna mean that we will do everything and we don't have to bother Krishna. No. Neither we can make some material calculation and anticipate how Krishna is going to save, how Krishna is going to protect. This happens to neophyte devotees. When they hear, when they read, or when they come to know, oh, we have to depend on Krishna and Krishna will certainly protect us, then they pray to Krishna, of course, and when the danger comes, immediately material calculations start making. How Krishna is going to protect me? So scriptures advise us, never make any material calculations. It is inconceivable how Krishna will protect. Like the best example is Draupadi. When she was being disrobed, she appealed to the elders, she appealed to her husbands. Nobody could help. Nobody helped. Then finally she submitted to Krishna. And even Krishna did not seem to immediately respond. As long as she was trying to hold on to her sari to prevent Dushasana from pulling her sari and disrobing her. She was holding on to her sari. And against his strength, how much can she resist with her own ability? Not possible. So she was thinking, Krishna is going to somehow, give me strength, or Krishna is going to prevent Dushasana from disrobing me. Krishna never did any of those things. So then she realized, oh, none of my methods of protecting myself is working. She just threw up her hands and surrendered to Krishna and just called out his name. You, please, save me. Govinda. She called out, Govinda, please save me. And then something miraculous happened. That Krishna supplied unlimited cloth. Now, which material calculation can somebody make with all their logic, intelligence, how Krishna is going to protect? So, never make material calculations when it comes to depending on Krishna for protection, depending on Krishna for doing something in his service. Don't make material calculations. But that does not mean we act whimsically. No. We have to still be sober. We have to employ all the resources at hand for doing whatever we are supposed to do. We have to use our intelligence. And beyond that, it is up to Krishna. Beyond that, it is up to Krishna. How things will progress, how things will happen. That is left to Krishna. Because ultimate issue, Krishna is always the ultimate controller. He is the awarder of all results. He is personally in charge of his devotees. And indirectly, he controls the non-devotees through his material energy. So Krishna is completely in control. And Krishna will award the result. Krishna will make things happen according to his plan. That's a fact. But we cannot figure out what is Krishna's plan. What is Krishna's way of giving protection to his devotees? We cannot always make calculations or always figure it out. So there is no do-it-yourself manual given by Krishna. For every problem, what is the solution? No. Krishna says, you just engage in my service, depend on me, and leave the results to me. I will figure out everything. I will make everything happen. And that's a fact. Even Prabhupada says, when he went to America, in the beginning days, he had no idea how to actually get these people of America interested in Krishna consciousness. He says, I had no idea exactly what to do. And he was trying different things. But it is a fact that Krishna is directing from within the heart for a devotee, particularly, and in general for everyone. Krishna directs from within the heart. But at least a devotee should have the faith, should have the conviction, should have the understanding, clear understanding that Krishna will direct me from within my heart. And be surrendered to Krishna to actually take his direction. Now, sometimes devotees ask, how does it exactly work? What should I do to take direction from Krishna? Practically speaking, what do I do? So, Prabhupada explains, several places he explains this, that a devotee, he, of course, one thing, he prays to Krishna. Then he also does his duty as far as he knows how to do something. He uses the intelligence, he uses all resources available, and he does whatever he is expected to do as matter of duty. And all the while, particularly a devotee, is careful to follow the spiritual master's instructions very carefully, not deviating, not violating the guru's instructions, or whatever he has learnt from the scriptures as taught by or under the guidance of the spiritual master, that he will not neglect to follow, or not that he will not violate. Like Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, whether you are in distress or happiness, in all circumstances, chant the holy name of the Supreme Lord. So that instruction we have to follow. We have to follow under all circumstances. Never give up chanting Hare Krishna. Never give up chanting Hare Krishna. You see? So, this now in the case of Ajamila, we can see by Krishna's mercy, even at the time of death, he was able to chant the holy name of the Lord Narayana. So, how can we be sure that when there is danger, we will not stop chanting Hare Krishna. Because when there is no danger, we are chanting Hare Krishna. At least as devotees, we are chanting Hare Krishna. But when there is danger, will my mind work properly, that I'll be not failing to chant Hare Krishna. So for that, Prabhupada says, and Krishna says also in the Bhagavad Gita, you should have practiced regularly chanting under all circumstances. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. That is a absolute necessity. Abhyasa yoga yuktena chetasa na anyagamina paramam purusham divyam yati partha anuchintayan. Abhyasa means practice. And how should we practice this chanting? Chetasa na anyagamina. Without the mind wandering here and there, but being fixed up, focused on the transcendental sound vibration of Hare Krishna. You have to practice. And anuchintayan, that practice also is under guidance of the spiritual authorities, especially the bona fide spiritual master. Exactly as he has instructed, as he has taught, as he has directed us. Anuchintayan, following in the footsteps of the spiritual authorities. Even in Bhagavatam, Shukadeva Goswami instructs Parikshit Maharaj, Harer Namanukirtana, Anukirtana. Even chanting the holy name of Lord Hari has to be done following in the footsteps of great authorities. So, this is the secret. How to take direction from Krishna, from within. It is as directed by the spiritual master, that we follow his instructions, we chant Hare Krishna, we do it properly as instructed by the spiritual master, and we also practice. Not that at the time when there is danger, I will chant. Other times I don't have to chant. No, that's not going to work. That will never work. So you have to always chant. Kirtaniya sada harihi. Always chant. And especially we should not neglect chanting when there is no danger. At that time, we should not think it is not required. No, we should chant especially when we are not having any danger. When apparently there is no need for seeking Krishna's protection. And one more thing in the Bhagavad Gita, we learn that we always require Krishna's protection, because this material world is a dangerous place. Bhagavatam says this material world, there is danger at every step. Padam padam yat vipada. And the spiritual world is the opposite. There is no danger at all in the spiritual world. Absolutely no danger. And the material world is just the opposite. There is danger in every step. But foolishly, under the influence of illusion, we think, oh, I am quite safe. Sometimes there may be some danger. Just like yesterday there was some very severe calamity in Japan, earthquake. So Indians will be thinking, oh, we are safe. Earthquake happened in Japan. No, it didn't happen in India. So this is foolishness. Material world, according to the scriptures, there is always danger in this material. Constantly, everything is changing. Adibhutam ksharo bhavaha. The nature of this material existence is constantly things are changing. So if there is safety now, there is no guarantee next moment we are going to be safe. Why? Because things are constantly changing. So remember this always. Adibhutam ksharo bhava. And Krishna has certified this material world as a place filled with miseries. Dukkhalayam. Alaya means filled with something. Himalaya. Why it's called Himalaya? Filled with snow. Snow-capped mountains. Always there is snow in those mountains. So like that, this material world is dukkhalayam, filled with miseries. Only foolish people think, oh, it is not so bad. I am quite safe. This is foolishness. This is like the rabbit, when there is danger, it closes its eyes and thinks the danger is gone. Our arrangements for securing ourselves when there is danger, or our own independent efforts to overcome dangers, is like the rabbit closing the eyes when there is danger. Will the danger go away just because it is out of the sight of the rabbit? No. Or there's another foolish bird called the ostrich. What do the ostrich do when there is danger? Rabbit, I told you. What do the ostrich do? It buries its head in the sand or in the ground and thinks the danger is gone. So like this, scriptures are warning us that you cannot escape danger by these methods, by material calculations. No. So better you actually take shelter of Krishna. Not better, the best. The best remedy is simply to take shelter of Krishna and follow Krishna's instructions as taught by the spiritual master to secure ourselves. And that security also is not any material security, but it is spiritual security. Krishna's concern is to save our soul. Krishna is not concerned with saving our body. Why? Because this body is not at all our self, number one. Point number one. Then secondly, this body perfectly is working according to the stringent laws of nature. Stringent laws of nature. It's working perfectly. So that will go on, that working of the body according to the laws of nature is true for devotees, non-devotees, Brahma, or an insignificant creature, human being, rich person. Anybody, everybody, all conditioned souls, their bodies will simply work according to the laws of nature, and they are uniform for everyone. They're uniform for everyone. No different laws apply to different people. But Krishna's protection is for those who are surrendered to Krishna. And therefore, Krishna says, everyone, please surrender to me. I will protect you completely. Don't worry. Ma Shucha. So, from this particular incident, we learn how Vasudeva actually saved Devaki's life. Actually, there was very little hope that Devaki would be saved, because Kamsa is a demon, and demons are always insecure. Demonic nature means always insecure, and divine nature means always safe. Because divine nature, we take shelter of the Supreme Lord, who's worthy of taking shelter and whose protection is guaranteed. And these demons, they make so many material arrangements. Ultimately, at the time of death, all material arrangements will fail. And the demons also know that. Within the core of their heart, all materialists know. We may try, but there's no guarantee that we'll be successful always. So, there was actually very little hope for Vasudeva. But still, depending on Krishna, using his intelligence, as directed by Krishna, he thought of an intelligent plan to save Devaki, and it worked. So I'll stop here. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada.